Welcoming to the show, John Cowan. John, I've got to open with this question. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Yes, I am.
Because the topic today is stress, and I'm wondering whether it's partially autobiographical and you're just having an absolutely awful week and it's kind of spilled over into our chat today.
No. I don't suffer from stress. I'm a carrier. I tend to inflict stress on other people. Speaking of stress, because we're on a video link, I loved you watching you trying to clear the biltong from your mouth before you had to come on mic just then.
It's so good.
But
the thing with
that was stressful, wasn't it? The clock counting down as you still kind of get rid of these shreds of meat from your mouth. But
it's still there. There's still bits between my teeth. And the thing with biltong is I've swallowed it for now. But, anyway, we won't get into the details. On the topic of stress, then, if you're not stressed, you'd be in the minority, probably. For a lot of people, some level of stress, even perhaps a level of stress approaching something somewhat unhealthy, has become their new normal.
Been there. And one of the nice things about getting old, in fact, I can't think of any other nice reason about getting old, is that we handle stress better as we get older. And I don't know why that should be, but lots of research shows that incidence of serious stress amongst older people is less than when you're young. If you're in your 30s, 40s, everything like this, you're probably humming with stress hormones in your system. And it doesn't do us any good. I mean, it's a major cause of our mental health, emotional health, and physical health. I'm sure that GPs, when they see someone going through the door, they know that whatever the organic problem is that you're having to, fix, chances are the origins of that skin problem, digestive problem, relationship problem, whatever it is, it's going to be stress. And one of the things about stress is that the stress might come on you at, say, work, but it pops up somewhere else in your life, maybe in home or whatever. In fact, when I'm doing relationship counseling, one of the fallback questions that I always use, regardless of a problem that they might be presenting as a symptom, I ask them, what's the major stress in your life? Because it is so typical that, stress will be coming from your sick parents or your wayward kids or financial problems or restructures at work. And where does the symptoms occur? Between husband and wife, bickering or fighting or chilling in the relationship. And so, it's a pernicious, nasty thing. And sometimes the causes are obvious, but I'd like to talk today about some of the subtler things that might be causing you stress.
Okay. Some of there's the obvious ones, if you're going through a particular calamity or you've got a medical event. I mean, that's the obvious ones, but it's that undercurrent, that sort of background normalized stress, which actually can do a bit of damage, right?
One of and the reason I'm talking about these perhaps minor stresses, one of that you might not think as being the major causes. People tend to think of, having a car accident or your kid having a major illness or something like this. Obvious sources of stress is that stress is cumulative. Little ones pile on top of little ones to become something major in your life. And so these are things in your life that you can probably do something about. First one is ignorance. I mean, how many of us are stressed by the new photocopier? And you might be able to push the green button that gives a copy, but if someone says, can you reduce this down from A4 to A5? And you just feel that crawling panic up your spine. I got a new printer for my computer, and it's full of claims of being easy to install and everything like this. I was just about having a conniption fit trying to get the thing hooked up to the internet and signing away my life for various subscriptions and things like this. It's stressful. Ignorance is stressful, and it can be ignorance about technology. At my age, new technology does tend to be stressful, I admit. Just using a parking machine at the car park, I feel like I've done a major exam after I've managed to, wrest my car back from its grips. But also might be fear about money, how to invest, how to plan for your retirement, how to reschedule debt and things like this. And a lot of these things come down to ignorance. If you sat down and actually read a manual, got some advice, ask someone to help you. Chances are the stress would just flow off you. Knowledge reduces stress in an amazing way.
Yeah.
You get a new phone and you can use 2 apps, and the rest of it is just a mystery to you.
Yeah.
Your computer updates and things you used to be able to do, you can't do anymore. These things are stressful. But you know what? 2 minutes Googling and you probably can reduce that stress, but we don't. We tend to just huff and puff and just stagger on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Health fears, wondering what that ache is, that pain, that rash, that symptom, and not going and getting it checked out. Chances are it's something minor that a pot of ointment will fix, but you sit there worrying about it at 2 o'clock in the morning. Is this cancer? Is this going to carry me out? Is this because of something?
Can I just say that your advice beforehand about, well, maybe you should Google that. Don't do that with the health stuff. You'll end up down a rabbit hole and you'll have all the diseases in the book. It may help you with your photocopy or your phone. It's not going to help cure what ails you. That's for sure.
Oh no. As a card-carrying hypochondriac, I can get a lot of entertainment out of Google, I can tell you. But even social skills, worrying about how to do that talk at work, worrying about how to have a tricky conversation with something. Do you know what? You can find the answers on how to do this. And so upskilling, getting that qualification, getting that extra doing that extra course can sometimes reduce the stress in your life. So can I just say ignorance is a major stressor. Another one is fear. And here's something which will possibly ruin the rest of your day, because it's not a pleasant thought, is whatever you are running from will continuously stress you.
Wow.
And it might be running from the fact that you need to have that confrontation with your partner about something.
Mm-hmm.
Every day it's bugging you. Every day you're afraid of where it might go and everything like this. Whatever you're running from is going to continuously stress you.
Yeah.
And sometimes the solution to that might be erecting boundaries with those in-laws, with those adult children, or a boss.
Yeah.
That's going to be stressful. But after that stress of putting those boundaries in place, you'll be able to live with a lot less stress on a continual basis. Sometimes seeking counseling. Incredibly stressful, thinking that someone is going to be prying into those dark crevices in your psyche.
Yeah.
But you know what? If you do that little investment in stress, you might actually find that you've got a lot less stress in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Confession, the idea of someone knowing about some mistake or failure, terribly stressful, the idea of it. But honestly, having stuff that isn't confessed is amazingly stressful. I often think about these people that get away with crimes for decades, unsolved crimes and things. And the thought sometimes flickers through my mind, how do those people live with that stress?
Exactly,
on a daily
and it kind
basis?
of perpetuates, I'll get the word out, perpetuates the myth that's saying, oh, well, if they only knew what I was really like, no one would actually like me. So you kind of stuff down the secrets, and you're always looking over your shoulder to see if anyone will find out what all that type of stuff. It doesn't have to be like a major crime. It can just be a guilty secret of some sort.
That's right. And the stress, the cumulative stress, I think erodes the quality of our life. And so if you've got a hard decision to make, something that you know that you should do, can I just say, reduce the fear in your life, reduce the stress in your life by just facing up to that fear. Another thing that is stressful, and allow me just to adjust the camera on my laptop here so you can't actually see my office, is mess. And by mess, I mean not just the litter around your ankles. I'm talking about the failing to make decisions, failing to get organized, that sort of thing increases the stress in your life. Yeah. We used to have a fridge magnet on our fridge, before you do anything, get yourself organized. It will reduce stress and save time. And so, so sometimes just the failure to create those lists, those to-do lists, and schedule things and get a diary working increases the stress in your life incredibly.
Yeah.
And the final thing I just want to talk about that increases stress in your life is powerlessness. assertiveness reduces stress in your life. I went on an assertiveness course once. It was so good I demanded my money back at the end. But it's the idea that actually leaving things to others, just say, oh, someone else will do that. But instead replacing that with a proactive approach in life. It reduces stress, knowing that, yes, I can do this.
Yeah.
Gaining the skills to be able to do things. And learning how to communicate clearly so it gets people on side, being able to make a request that wins people rather than offends people. Those sorts of skills reduce the stress in your life amazingly. So I just thought I'd throw those ideas and tips about stress out there, and who knows, maybe it'll contribute to your stress as you think about them.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you've just given us a much longer to-do list, John, but all good practical stuff of a little bit of a pressure release valve in some of the stress that we carry. If there's something which we can do about it, if there's something which we can do to release some of the stress, we're probably going to have a lot more fun in the process.
But I do acknowledge that sometimes treating the stuff increases stress on the short term.
Okay.
But look forward to less stress eventually.
Yeah, we look forward to that and look forward to chatting with you again. John, thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you, Andrew. Cheers.
Hey, thanks very much for joining us in the Rhema studio. Thanks very much for watching the interview. It's kind of nice to have an audience, actually. And if you did like what you watched, then do give us a like, do give us the thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more interviews like that one, or perhaps even better, subscribe and those interviews will come straight to you. Don't forget to turn on your notifications, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.